Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. No funny-ish, upscale TV. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So I hope you enjoyed my first story time. I was a bit nervous, so I'm here again to give another story time. But before I start, I just want to talk about what's happening with Cat Williams and everyone else. So I believe him. I'm gonna say I believe Cat Williams. Why would he lie about stuff like that, right? Like, what does he have to gain? Okay, maybe he has he's gonna get the publicity, like, you know, maybe that's his PR. So, but I doubt it. I definitely believe that a lot of the stuff happening in Hollywood actually happened and happens and is happening. I definitely believe that we're in a day, 2024, the day of reckoning. Things are definitely coming to light. People are being ousted, and they're not gonna be the only one. Hollywood is definitely very weird, and I'm sure if they were allowed to come out and say anything, the people that, you know, actually participates in it, then, you know, their career will be over. So why do it? But I definitely believe Cat Williams when he said what he said, because why would he lie? Okay, so enough of my rant. I want to tell the story time of a phenomena that actually happened to me as a child. So like I mentioned in my previous video, I grew up in the islands, the West Indies. I'm an island girl. Hey, what's up all my island people? So yeah, I love the islands. Like, it's a different feeling, you know. I know it's a little bit off topic, but it's a different feeling, definitely growing up on the islands. You have a sense of home, if I should say, because, you know, it's a small country and it's so homely. Like, I don't know how it is now, but when I grew up there back in the 90s, it was definitely a homely place to be. But I want to give this one story. Okay, so remember I stated that I actually went to school in my country. So when we call it forms. Back then it was like Form 1, Form 2, Form 3. So back in Form 1, I joined the choir. And when you're in Form 1, you're like 12 years old, about that age, I want to say, maybe 13. So I joined the choir. You know, I was part of the activities. So I used to dance quadrille. This is our local kind of dance. We inherited it from the French and maybe African, you know, part of the country too. We do speak French Creole in my country. So, you know, we have a history of the British and the French. Okay, off topic. I'm sorry, guys. So I joined the choir, and I can't remember when we would practice, but we would have rehearsals. I think it was every day except for a Friday. So around that time, it was the holiday season, the Christmas. I don't celebrate holidays, but back then I was young, naive, you know, you don't know better. So I joined the choir, and part of our choir duties, we had to go to different churches to perform. So that one particular day, I remember the morning, you know, you dress up in your choir uniform, because we did have a choir uniform that we were required to wear. And I met up with the other choir members, and we went to the churches. We singing, you know, in December, it's around, we go into the, I can't remember the exact times we had to be at the church, but I'm thinking maybe around 4 or 5-ish, we had to be at the church. So we're doing our thing. We rehearsed almost all year to perform. So it's different schools and stuff performing at these churches. It ends, so it's time to leave and go back home. They drop us in our town. So okay, where I lived back when in my country, they have this place, it's called the Garden. So it takes you from one part of the town, because I lived in the town, to another part. So it's like, in my country we call it a shortcut. So it's like a shortcut that you take and you go, you pass through, it takes you to the other side of the street quicker. So this is the town, right? This is the town where the bus puts you down. There's a gate, because there's the garden. The garden is kind of like contained, kinda. Honestly, I think it was man created, but I don't know the significance of the garden, but we called it the Gardens. So the gate was right here, and you have to pass through the gate. You walk through the gate. When you get to a certain point, there's a fork in the road. So there's one road that leads to the left and one road that leads to the right. It all depends on which direction you want to go. So the road that I would usually take, okay, if this would focus, okay, so the road that I would usually take was to the left. So the bus puts us in the town. It's around, I want to say maybe 8:30, 9, not uncommonly late. Usually there's people there. Mind you, back then, 12, 13 years old. So young, naive. I've never had anything detrimental happen to me. So, I'm not thinking anything of it. I have walked through the gardens a million times. Like, there's, it was just part of growing up in that time. Like, if I want to get to the other side, I just walk through the gardens. No issues. I'm not scared of anything. I'm not scared that somebody would do anything to me. I've never thought about it. I've walked there by myself with other people plenty of times. All hours, not all hours of the night, but maybe 10 o'clock. Maybe my family and I went to a party and we're coming back and it's midnight. Like, there's no fear. That's what I'm trying to say. I've never had a fear of walking through the garden. So the bus drops me. I proceed to walk through the garden like I'm always doing. I'm just walking. Mind you, back then in that time, we don't have no cell phones or anything. So it's not like I'm on my phone or I'm reading a book or I'm distracted. I'm just gonna walk through the garden to get where I'm going. Sorry guys, it doesn't want to focus. Okay, I'm just gonna walk through the garden to get where I'm going. So I proceed, I start walking through the garden and I'm walking on my merry way, moving along. So when I get to the fork, so one of the roads that go left, one of the roads that go right, we call it like a fork in the road. When I get to the fork in the road, this lady comes up to me and she's like, hey. And I'm like, yeah, hi, because I grew up in an island, so I'm respectful to my elders, so I'm like, yes. She's like, why are you walking through the gardens? And I'm like, well, I live over here and I've always walked through the gardens all the time. Like, it's quicker and I don't want to go the long way. So she's like, I wouldn't suggest that you do that anymore. And I'm like, I'm curious. I'm like, why not? And she says to me, do you know that this man was following you? And my heart stopped, guys. Like, the man was following me. Like, what are you saying, lady? at that moment, I don't think it registered, honestly. Like, it didn't really register that somebody was, a man was literally following me. So she's like, you know, don't do that again. She said, I saw when you walked in, and I saw as soon as you walked in, he walked in right behind you. And she said, because I seen he was walking behind you, I walked behind him. That's why he did not do what he intended to do to you. So she went on her way, and I went on my way. Mind you, I only know the silhouette of what that man looks like. All I can tell you is I knew he was a tall guy. I can't tell you like how he looked or what he was wearing or anything. The lady that followed him, I can't tell you what she looks like. I can't tell you. I couldn't. They would have her in a lineup and I wouldn't be able to pick her out. I couldn't tell you. I don't know who that lady is. But years later, so before, okay, I went home and never thought about it a day in my life. Never thought about it a day in my life. Moved on with my life. Whatever. It didn't happen. I didn't care. So years later, I'm having anxiety attacks and I'm confused. I'm like, why am I having these anxiety attacks? Like, what is going on here? Why is this stuff, you know, all of a sudden, like, I'm just going through this weird phase. Like, what is happening? So a day I'm just laying in bed and it hit me that that lady was an angel. She literally had to be an angel, because there's no way that, when I tell you I had no idea this man was following me, I had no idea. I did not see him. I was not distracted by a phone, but I had tunnel vision because I've done this so many times. I just felt like it's safe, like nothing bad ever happened, so why would anything bad happen now? But years later, when it finally dawned on me that I had to die that night, like, that would have been the end of me, the end of No Funny-ish. Like, there would never be a No Funny-ish. There'd never be upscale TV. Like, everything that have attached itself to me thus far, or any person, would have never known me. Like, and it definitely created an anxiety within me, because it just, I became so grateful for life. Like, at this point in my life, I'm just so grateful to be here and to really understand that if I know everybody believe in what or who they believe in, but I know for a fact that there is a higher power that guides, that's here, that watches. And trust me, I have to tell you that this was the one of the biggest things that's happened to me. But apart from that, like, my life it didn't start off as the best, right? So I had a lot of trials and tribulations as a child. I'm not bitter about it. I am very grateful for the trials and tribulations, because it's definitely made me the person I am today. But this situation has definitely driven home that, wow, there is somebody that watches us. There is the Most High. There's somebody that governs us. He protects us. And I know that, like, he wanted me here for a reason. Whoever is it that is governing my life definitely is governing it for a reason, and I am definitely here for a reason. People have tried to find the reasoning for why they're here, but sometimes it's something that we may overlook, something that we're not prepared for, or it's happened to us but we try to block it out our minds, that's the reasoning there. Like, we need to definitely go back in and soul search, and it could be a little thing like somebody following me on my way home and an angel seeing them follow me and started following them. So I hope you guys enjoyed the story. I hope that you learned something or you took something from it. For me, my biggest lesson was, hey, don't walk in dark places at night by yourself. Girl, are you dumb? For sure. I want to tell you that after that happened, I never took a shortcut in my life. I always went the long way. You know, shortcuts never pay, right? It pays in the beginning, but long term, it doesn't pay, right? So that's definitely a lesson learned. Tell me your phenomena story. Tell me what happened to you, or an awakening, or something that other people wouldn't believe happened, but you know that you experienced it, and it's something that lives with you or governs the way that you move through life. So thank you guys for watching my channel. You know, I hope you come back. I definitely have more stories to tell, more things to talk about. I want to know your story. Send me, you know, let me know something that happened. Like the video, comment, don't forget to subscribe. I'm new to this. It will get better eventually, I promise, but I'm happy to be here. Thank you and have a good day. Bye.